everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast. I can't even speak today. Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, and of course the National League, because I've got to talk about Rochdale. But I could not do this alone, so I have come here with some of my favourite people, and we'll start with you, Anne. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Yeah, I had some nice news this week, so yeah, all good.
Oh, really good to hear. What's your nice news? I'm intrigued.
So our podcast, our women's football podcast, How Are the Lasses Pod, has been nominated for a football content award in November. So I'm sure I'll put a link in or whatever afterwards. But yeah, over the moon with that. So yeah, really good hard work by everyone at the team. We've been going on for about 2 years now, and we went for the same award last year and didn't even reach the nomination. So to get nominated is just amazing. We're not going to win, but I'm going to get.
Never know.
No, I don't think we'll win.
Congratulations.
Pretty mean competition, to be fair. But to be fair, it's a free night out in Liverpool and Anfield, and I'm going to get pissed. So there we are.
I love it. We'll just quickly go to the chat as well. We've got a lot of people with us tonight. So hello, everybody. We hope you are well in the chat. But as well, we have got on our panel today none other than Claire. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, my team helps, fresh in Wrexham 5-0, but we'll come to that in a bit. But yeah, all good. How are you?
I'm really, really good, thank you. Really good. And last but not least, Nick, how are you doing today?
Yeah, hi, Char. Yeah, I'm good. Had a pretty good week, even though we didn't get the win we wanted. So I guess we're going to leave everything to Clare because they're the only team that won by the looks of it. So
it's a bit of a mixed bag for me as well, because obviously we won on a Saturday, but double game week.
Of course you did, yeah.
National League's mental, so you play every Saturday and Tuesday at the minute. So yeah, it's gone from good to not so good, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah.
But just a hello again to everybody in the chat, and thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate your support, and feel free to talk to us about football and your opinions. Should we talk some football? Should we get cracking?
Why not?
So let's start off with the championship. So Birmingham 0, QPR 0. A pretty even game from what obviously I saw and stat-wise. Not really much from either teams. It was quite an even game. Not really much, really, was it?
No, not a highlight for Sky on Friday night at 8 o'clock. I think people might have turned over and watched something else because it wasn't great. Two teams that are struggling, two teams that are probably going to struggle. Probably QPR be the happier of the two, I would have thought, with a point away from home. But yeah, not a great game. And if anyone watched the whole 90 minutes, well done, because I certainly didn't. I switched off.
That's off to you. At least if they wanted something to fall asleep to, they probably got a really good night's sleep watching that game.
Definitely. Totally agree.
And a game which was a total opposite, really. Ipswich Town 4, Blackburn Rovers 3. I mean, wow.
I just looked at the highlights of the goals on there. There was some decent in some really bad defending. So it looks like it's the right mixture of a game. I would think it's good for the neutral, but I'm sure the managers were probably pulling their hair out at some of the play by both sides. But Ipswich still looked a decent side, so I think they're going to continue on their upward spiral. So they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, they've had a good week as well. I'm the knock Wolves out the League Cup, 2-0 down and 1-3.
Yeah, that was good. Hell of a result. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think long term with Ipswich, and I have said this a few weeks now. I still don't think they'll be there at the end of the season. I do think they'll fall away. Just the amount of goals they concede at the minute. Yeah, the scoring goal. I mean, there's so much to be so in Ipswich Town, but I just think that when the injuries come, which they will inevitably, you're still conceding 3 or 4 goals a game. You should have to score 4 goals just to win a game at home. That can't last that. So then I think they will end up falling away. But at the minute, they're absolutely fine. They're the best team in the league at the minute to watch.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fantastic. But we'll see how long it will last, to be fair.
And Chris in the chat as well. Kieran McKenna is doing a brilliant job. He really is. Hats off to him. Blackburn as well, to be fair to him. They're doing all right, aren't they?
The results aren't necessarily kind of telling the true story that
They're not
they're
doing them
actually
justice,
playing
have
really
they?
good
Yeah.
football. No, yeah, they are playing really good football. They're just not. They don't seem to be able to take that when they're on top. They don't take the chances. But again, I think they won in the League Cup. They beat somebody 5-2. So they're scoring a lot of goals. It's the conceding that's costing them at the moment, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Another team as well who have obviously not had the best of starts but are doing really well now. Leeds United 3, Watford 0. I think Leeds are going to be quite strong this season. Obviously, a slow start. Got some players in, take over, and yeah, I just think Leeds will be up there come the end of the season. I think they're starting to pick up points now, aren't they?
Yeah,
Coming well.
definitely.
Another team who are up there who we all last week said already, only a few games in, they're going to be our champions for obviously the Championship. Leicester City 1, Bristol City 0. Expected.
Yeah, finding ways to win, aren't they? I don't think they were that good, to be fair, on Saturday, but still beat a good team 1-0. That's all you have to do, isn't it? To be honest, they're away and gone already. It's the 28th September, I think. To be honest, that's how confident I would be if I was a Leicester fan. I just think they're just the best side in the league by a mile, unfortunately.
Claire as well. Shawnee has asked, is there any spiders tonight?
Listen, there better not be. I'm still having nightmares. That spider literally had hairy legs. Like, I've never seen anything like it. If it wasn't
How many times has that video been viewed this week, by the way?
Pardon?
How many times has that video been viewed, by the way? I think I showed everyone at work 100 times.
Oh, honestly, it was quality. It was absolute quality. One of the worst moments for you, but it was comedy gold, actually. Like,
it's all right. I can laugh now.
Being here live, we didn't have a clue what had happened. And I remember talking about Bradford and then just going, oh. And then we just heard you scream.
Sorry, Bradford.
Claire, what you need to do is go and collect some conkers and put them around the house, and you won't have any spiders.
Is it conker season now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And then you'll be fine.
I will go and do that. Absolutely.
Man, there's a counter after that. There's a counter after that. I know we're talking football, but about these conker things, we've got conkers all over the house at the minute, and we're still getting spiders.
They must be hardy ones up north then.
Yeah, there must be. To be fair, we had Aragog in our house the other day off Harry Potter, the size of a spider that me and my girlfriend seen. It was monstrous.
Well, I'm not saying, right, the spider, I'm not exaggerating, including legs was about that size. It was like a mini tarantula.
Oh, man. Next up, we have got Middlesbrough 2, Southampton 1. They've won a game.
I think having watched the highlights, and obviously you can't tell everything from highlights, it looks like they've just got what they deserved. And maybe I've said it a few times recently, they've been like playing well, but just not getting that clinical like touch, and maybe conceding some daft goals from attacks. So I'm not a Middlesbrough fan, but it's good to see them getting a little bit of what they deserve.
Yeah, I completely agree. Southampton as well, obviously we mentioned it on the last podcast. They've lost some players, but they've really gone off a boil, haven't they? The last few weaks.
Yeah.
Really
they're heading down.
Yeah.
League One next season. They're on a downward spiral. I'll be like a few teams have gone straight out the leagues.
It's ever since we put 5 goals past them, Charlotte, honestly.
I know.
We beat them 5-0. They've got to keep a clean sheet. They're losing to Borough. Their manager, Russell Martin, and everyone goes on about how Russell Martin's all this and all that. He's got a great hairstyle, but that's it for me. He's under a monstrous amount of pressure there now.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. If they lose at the weekend, that's him done, I think. I think he's gone.
Surely not that fast.
No, I reckon that.
Imagine it's 10 games in, won't it, at the weekend?
Yeah, and they'll be saying to him that their bare minimum this season's playoffs. We want to go straight back up. And they've given him the money to do so. They've brought the amount of money that they generated through selling players this year and they're just not doing it. They just look so weak at the back as well. Look so poor at the back.
Yeah,
and
do.
I don't think the goalkeeper's that good as well. I think he's
No.
quite poor. Concedes a lot of really silly goals. And
Is it still Bazunu?
yeah, Bazunu, yeah.
Yeah, we had him on loan a couple of seasons ago.
Well, we played Lincoln in the League One playoffs in COVID season, and that's probably the only good game I've seen him have, and he was brilliant. Ever since then, he's been horrendous.
Yeah, so Southampton, what we've learned from our preview about them is we don't rate Bazunu, we don't rate Russell Martin, but who's your barber? We want to know.
What lovely hair he has, yeah.
I love
and I
it.
bet he doesn't brush it as aggressively as Claire did just before.
Josh, don't give away my secrets.
And a team that are clinical, well, we're definitely clinical on Saturday. Plymouth Argyle 6, Norwich City 2. I did not expect that.
Championship result of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that game, I watched the highlights of that today, and Norwich just left acres and acres of space.
Yeah.
It was, it was like worse than League Two defending that sometimes I've seen across our league. They just opened up so much. It was probably the worst. Again, it's only the highlights, like we say, but that's got to be the worst defending I've seen for a long time. And every time Plymouth attacked, they had an open shot, they shot and they scored. And I'm sure it could have been many more because it was just abysmal from Norwich. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, it looked a bit conference defending, really. Conference, like non-league, like.
I'm glad Shawnee said what he said. Said what he said. National League North defending.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, so we'll go with that.
Yeah.
It was pretty awful.
It was. God,
but credit to Plymouth for putting away what they needed to put away. And
I agree.
Ever since Sam started, every time I see him, all I think is Oggy Oggy Pasty.
I know. And Chris in the chat saying as well, that was Graham. Sorry. Graham has put, imagine travelling all the way to be 4-0 down at half time. And Chris actually put, Plymouth had 10 shots on target and scored 6 of them, lol.
Yeah. I can't imagine travelling all the way down to Plymouth and losing by a massive defeat because, it's happened.
You would go home, wouldn't you? 4-0 down at half time, I'd be away.
No. How can you get away?
You have to go home. You got to leave.
Yeah, but how are you getting back?
I'd probably be driving.
Yeah, but then I always drive, or one of my friends does, but you'd have to drag everyone else out as well.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. To be fair, though, I'm saying that we once went to Southampton in the Premier League, lost 8-0. We wore this top, lost 8-0, and I'm still there at full time.
The worst one I had, we lost 7-1 at Forest, and we were abysmal, and I still couldn't leave before the end. Wow. So I think we were 6-0 down. And scored, and then we're singing "We'll win 7-6," but it didn't happen.
Do you know what though? Fair play for keeping on singing. I think though, when your team gets hammered, you get to the end of the match, and you stand there waiting for the players to come and clap you instead of the other way around.
Yeah, definitely. That was the story of my last season. Literally, because we were that bad last season, it was like, just come and clap us. So we've got Shah, play the go. Then we have got in the chat Ryan's view. I'm glad to see my team Middlesbrough pick up a few wins finally. We've just spoke about them as well. It is nice to see.
Didn't they win in midweek as well? I'm sure they won the League Cup in midweek.
I'm sure they did. I can't remember who they played, but I think they did win.
I have to see if they've now managed to find a way to win.
Yeah.
They've got something next Saturday though.
A big derby.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Big one.
Yeah.
Oh, next game we have Rotherham 1, Preston 1. I think that's a very good point for Rotherham, to be fair, because Preston are doing very well at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, you wouldn't have expected that one.
No, not at all. Preston, we've mentioned before. I think we mentioned it last week. Ryan Lowell's just doing a fantastic job there, isn't he?
Yeah,
really good job.
Yeah.
Swansea City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. I want to say I didn't expect it, but I did, because as much as Swansea is struggling as well, obviously they were at home, and I just think Sheffield Wednesday are going to struggle this season. So, yeah, I did kind of expect a win from Swansea, and I thought they would win. What about you guys?
No surprise.
Yeah. Sheffield are poor this season, aren't they? After everything they did last season, and it's got to be... not great to be where they are now.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan's just put in a chat that Middlesbrough beat Bradford.
Yeah,
in a week, in a cup. Yeah.
But Bradford are nothing.
Rotherham scored with their only shot on target. Oh,
well, you can only do what you got to do.
We'll get into another team who scored with their only shot on target when we talk about the bloody Sunderland game in a couple of minutes.
They were nearly that. West Brom 0, Millwall 0. A result I'm not actually that shocked about, to be fair. I didn't think it was going to be a thriller. No offence if there's any West Brom or Millwall fans in the chat. Stoke City 1, Hull City 3. I think Hull have been very, very good this season. Very good.
Yeah, they have. It's a really good win for them as well, that.
Yeah.
Scoring a lot of goals as well, aren't they? And we will let you have your moment. Sunderland 0, Cardiff City 1. Big screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To be totally honest, what's the day now? Thursday, so it's 4 days since the game happened. And I still don't know how we managed to lose. Like, how on earth we lost that game? When you look at the stats, I think we had 23 shots or something or other. We had 60% of possession. We absolutely destroyed Cardiff, and we just couldn't score. Literally, we had a couple of really good opportunities. Their goalkeeper Jack Annick, who was an ex-Newcastle youth team player, decided to have the game of his life and made a couple of really good saves. We just couldn't score, and the longer it went on, they started you could tell they were getting a little bit more like, well, we might be able to get something, but they weren't coming at us at all. They were just we'll stick with 10 behind the ball for 90 minutes and then hope we can get something on a set piece. We then give them said set piece, because our right back, Trey Himes, went to pass back to the goalkeeper and just completely mishit, and it's gone out for a corner. Then our defence decide that they're both going to try and head at the same ball. Both miss it. Our goalkeeper loses the use of his arms and decides not to dive, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. I just don't know. I'm not really all that fussed about it. Yeah, I'm gutted we lost, because it is what it is. It's Sunderland, though. You know what I mean? But you've got to put your chances away, and the issue probably being on Sunday is we didn't do that, and then when we went to make our substitutions to bring some strikers on and everything like that, I don't think Mowbray's brought the right players off. Like, he's brought Adel Ashishi on, who's an attacker midfielder, and then kept Alex Pritchard on, took Joe Bellingham off, and we lose our shape a little bit. And then we end up in the 90th minute with 4 strikers on the pitch, which at least we've got strikers who are fit, I suppose, now. I will say, from the 5 minutes we saw of the new lad, Roosing, he looks all right, to be fair, so I think we'll be absolutely fine. Graham, that's basically what they did. Fair enough for lasting that long, for Cardiff to do that.
Chris is cheering you up in the chat as well.
Yeah. And you know what else? You know what's worse about that whole thing? We've got Chef Wed on Friday night.
Oh, no.
And Chef Wed haven't won at all this season.
The way I've been calling him on this pod as well, I am so sorry.
The thing is, though, when you lose a match, and actually you probably don't deserve to lose it, it kind of leaves you feeling a little bit like, oh, well, it's one of them. Even though it's a bit disappointing, it doesn't really worry you for the coming games.
You're right. I'm not worried in the slightest. Like I say, the bother is with Sunderland, our home, it's been like this since we were in League One. Teams will, and teams like Cardiff, I don't mean to be horrible to Cardiff, because Cardiff had a very, very good season so far, and I think they're a good side. But teams who come to Sunderland and play football against Sunderland, like Southampton did, we will beat them 9 times out of 10. This is probably whoever we play in this league, if a team comes and tries to play football, we can play football with the best teams in the country. Sorry.
Yeah.
However, when teams come and park the bus, because the squad's so young and so inexperienced, they want to win every single game, if you know what I mean by that. So even in the 89th minute, where if you put like your sensible hat on and think, hang on, a draw's all right. If at least we haven't lost, yeah, we should have won, but a draw. But because they're like very experienced players, they're kind of like, right, we need to win like that. And Tony Mowbray's got the same kind of management kind of style that he wants to win every game. But maybe if you look back on it there in the 88th minute when you have battered the door and unfortunately it hasn't opened, maybe just take what you've got. And I think teams will come up and do that, especially the bottom 6 or 7 teams this year will probably come and park the bus. And it's up to Sunderland now to find out a way of beating teams who aren't going to play football against us, because that's basically what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
But aren't your team going to be put under pressure if they sit back so much, but try and hold it, a bit of game management for a draw if they're not getting anywhere? Aren't your crowd going to get onto them and demand that they're going all out for the win? Because obviously you get big crowds there and they're very vocal.
Yeah.
I think, like, say if we were doing that, we'll settle for the draw after 60, 70 minutes. I think that's fair enough. The fans probably would have a go. However, when it's the 88th minute and Cardiff were just slowly beginning to get into it, we lost our shape. We were making sloppy mistakes at the back. We all knew what was going to happen in that game. Every Sunderland fan, I said to my dad, as soon as they got that corner, I went, they've scored here.
You can always see it, can't you?
We knew what was going on. So maybe it just needs to kind of, 88th minute think, right, if we can get a goal, brilliant, but let's maybe just kind of take a little bit off, if you know what I mean by that. Keep the clean sheet. As long as we keep a clean sheet, we're not going to lose. And maybe that's what's happened on it's just one of them things, as Claire just pointed out there. It's literally, we move on. We've got the perfect opportunity to put things right tomorrow night. We're playing against a very poor side. They're kind of ticklish, actually, but like we've got the perfect opportunity to put everything right, and we've got 3 winnable games coming up. We've got Watford at home, Watford aren't playing brilliantly, and then we've got Borough in a big game, a big derby game, as said, and Borough down the bottom. So it's 3 winnable games, but I don't think you could have asked for a better game than Sheffield with all the issues that's going on in Sheffield. For us just to go down and take the shackles off a bit, and really, I think we'll play on a short tomorrow night, to be honest. It'll be a really, really good game, but I think we'll end up winning quite comfortably. Yeah, Chrissy was absolutely amazing. Don't mention his name because you should never fall in love with a lone player.
No.
We all have. We all
know that.
The strangest thing is, the funny thing is about Ahmad, we've kept his squad number free for this season, just with a slight hint that he might be coming on loan in January. So, fingers crossed.
You fall in love all over again.
Yeah, Louis Barry. Oh, dear.
What a footballer. What a footballer.
And moving on as well. So, we've just covered Sunderland 0, Cardiff City 1, Coventry City 1, Huddersfield 1. A bit of a strange season, isn't it, for Coventry? And I know in the chat as well, I'll just go back to it. But...
was it Sky Blue Sam, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Is Robbins under pressure at Cov? I feel like with Coventry, they tend to have a slow start, don't they? Mm-hmm. And then obviously they go on quite a good run. Obviously they've lost some key players. I know they've brought people in as well. But I just think with Coventry, they start off quite slow and then they kind of find their feet. I'm not going to say it's going to be anywhere near as good as last season because I think they did very well. Obviously, if they were in the playoffs, weren't they? But yeah, I don't think he's under pressure.
No, he shouldn't be. He really shouldn't be.
I don't think so.
The question to ask, because we've got a couple of Coventry fans in the chat.
Yeah, definitely.
The question to ask is, what are you expecting this season? Like, you've lost who was the best striker in the championship last year in Victor Gyökeres. What a footballer he is. They've lost Gus Hamer. Callum O'Hare's he's been out for 10 months. He's due back, but they've also got injuries this season. Casey Palmer's been injured for a little while. I just don't know what mid-table. If I was a Coventry fan, a mid-table, just take stock of this season would be happy for me. And Robbins is a very, very underrated manager. He's done
Completely
a fantastic
agree.
job. Done a fantastic job at Coventry.
He is.
He really has. He's had to work with nothing, and managed to turn. I mean, they were one game away, weren't they? To be fair, I think at the end of the playoff final last year, I thought Coventry would win that, and Luton ended up, winning on penalties and everything like that. But they were, like I say, a penalty kick away from getting into the Premier League, and that would have been deserved, to be fair, because it just had such a good end to last season. But it is what it is. Teams lose players, but when you can't replace Gyökeres and Hamer, you can't, because those players now don't exist in the Championship. So mid-table, Simon, 100% agree with you, mate. 100% agree.
Definitely. And just flipping it onto Huddersfield as well, we've got Chris in the chat. I want to see Darren Moore working wonders at Huddersfield. Obviously, he's just come in, hasn't he? What were your thoughts on that appointment? Do you think it's a good appointment?
We mentioned it last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have got rid of Warnock, but Miller's he's a safe pair of hands there. I think he'll keep them up. I really do. Give him the tools and he'll be all right. I just can't wait for them against Sheffield. That'll be such a good game. And I think Miller will want to really do a number on Sheffield, to be fair. But a good point for them. I think they scored on the last kick, didn't they? Score on the last minute of the game. So it feels like a win when you do that, to be fair. So it's a good start away to Coventry. A point's a fantastic start for him, and see what they can do. We'll see what he can do. But give him time. I think if I was a Huddersfield fan, give him time.
Yeah, and then we've got Sophie in the chat saying that she thinks the same as Chris. And on the Coventry situation, she completely agrees. Then we've got in the chat as well, hopefully Coventry pick up momentum soon. Like I said as well, obviously, a lot of the actual Coventry fans were expecting and be happy with mid-table. But as I mentioned before, they are slow burners pretty much each season, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't allowed to play at home for the first 6 games last season, were they? And then I think it was Christmas time, they just hit this run of form where they were fantastic. Like I say, they were one of the best teams in the Championship, but they've lost. We talk about Borough all the time, losing, Akpom and the lad who went to Sheffield, Cameron Archer. You lose a lot of goals, and Coventry lost a lot of goals with Gyökeres and Hamer last year, and because they obviously haven't replaced them, because, like I said, that doesn't exist anymore, and especially in the Championship. They were lucky to get them two anyway.
Yeah,
you're always going to feel worse. You're always going to be worse off because they were two of the best players in the Championship. So it's going to be a slow burn, I think, and then see what they can do. But they've got to keep hold of Mark Robbins, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. But that league, it's apart from maybe 2 or 3 teams, Leicester's in Leeds and probably Sunderland as well. The rest of them are going to be in with a hell of a chance of playoffs because. Like most leagues in the EFL, anybody can beat anybody. Yeah. So, like you say, you put a good run together and you go up 5-6 places up the league.
Yeah. I mean, Borough, I think they're either bottom or second bottom now, or third. They're near the bottom anyway.
Should we have a look? Should we get it up? Yeah. That leads right into our table.
There we are, yeah. So they're third bottom in 5 points, and then Leeds are on 13 points, and they're 6th. So what's that? 3 wins.
Yeah.
3 wins, and you are right slap bang in the middle of that playoff hunt. So it's all to play for.
Yeah, definitely. Just having a look at the table as well. Obviously, top we have got Leicester on 21 points. Just below them with Ipswich on the same points. Playoffs, it is Preston in 3rd place on 20 points. Hull below them on 15 points. Sunderland in 5th points on 13 and Leeds on the same points. And then, as we mentioned, in relegation, in 22nd, we have Middlesbrough on 5 points. Rotherham on the same points, just below them. And Sheffield Wednesday sit bottom on 2 points. Very close, isn't it? Especially the bottom.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, it's very early days, but Stoke down there as well.
Yeah, well done, Alex Neil. Hope you're enjoying yourself down there, you bald-headed.
Speaking of Oggy pasties, yay!
There he is.
So we've got Sam, bless him.
Sam, you're too late. We've already done the pasty chat.
I know. Come on, Sam. You're missing out on the pasty chat. And then obviously moving on to League One. So Blackpool 4, Reading 1. There's a lot going on with Reading at the minute, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
It's
sad.
very sad.
There's so many clubs at the minute that have got really poor owners that have maybe come into football for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That are really destroying clubs, and destroying the clubs destroys the fans, and the fans are really what is the full root of football. So you've got Reading, you've got Scunthorpe, Southend. It's just not good enough, and the FA really needs to change things up and make sure that they are getting people in that are fit and proper, because clearly the guidelines, everything they've got in place are completely unacceptable, because they're letting too many crooks and too many bad people into football.
Completely agree. We've actually got Wolsey as well, who's a Reading fan, and he's put in the chat, our club is just falling apart and it's the owner's fault. We just can't get excited when we win. It's awful, that, isn't it?
It's really nobody should feel like that.
No, we play Reading in a couple of weeks in the Pizza Pot Trophy or whatever it's called, and we haven't played them for quite a long time. And I think most Swindon fans don't see them as a sort of a rival, but most, from my knowledge, most Reading fans hate Swindon. So it'll be interesting. And I think even for that trophy, I think we sold getting on for 800 tickets to go away, and for that particular game, that's like going to be a good atmosphere down there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then again, it all depends what sort of team we put out, because I can't see us putting the full first team out. So we'll probably go down there and get thumped.
Mr. Luke, I completely agree with him in the chat. FA need to do something about these owners who are treating clubs like dirt instead of letting them rot to the ground. That is completely true.
Yeah.
Sophie agrees with you as well, Claire. And just flipping it onto, we've obviously spoke about Reading, Blackpool as well, a great win for them. Am I right in saying Jordan Rhodes got a hat-trick?
You are?
Yeah,
right,
I think he did.
Yeah. Obviously, he's just signed for them, doing very well there, scoring goals.
Yeah, he did.
Chris in the chat as well. I completely agree. Richard O'Donnell is warming up the Blackpool bench. Boo. As much as I was gutted to see Richard O'Donnell leave, I do like Louis Molden. I don't know about you, Chris, so I'll let Blackpool have him for a bit, because I do like Louis Molden now. I'm so fickle, aren't I? Sophie in the chat as well. Up the tangerines. And we have got as well Simon in the chat. All these Man United fans moaning about the ownership of the club need to look at what's going on at Reading, Scunthorpe and Southend and realise how good they've got it. I actually mentioned that as well on the Premier League pod on Monday. I had a little bit of a rant about it, because I've been seeing tweets from Chelsea fans, which annoys me, because I think the money Todd Bowley has spent at their club, been moaning about not winning games, been moaning about everything, but I think to myself, like, you have just spent billions and billions of pounds, whereas these clubs around us, like in the lower league, it really gets to me. I'll stay back because it just really gets on my nerves. I'll let you take over, Claire.
Like such a difference, though. Like, and I do agree that United don't have it bad. They've got an owner that invests. They've got an owner who, I wouldn't say is an unfit owner, but it's all relative, because I don't think he is the best person for United. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he's bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're basically not investing their own money. It's all the club's money, isn't it? That they're kind of taking out and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I think and United, they are still the richest club in the world. Well, not in the world anymore. Bloody hell, that's all in Saudi, innit? But they're still a dirt rich club. And I think it all is relative, because the Premier League really is a different entity in football in this country than the Championship down.
It's going the wrong way, isn't it? I know we're meant to be lower league now, but it is going completely the wrong way. It's literally becoming the richest men in the world private playground. And it's sad, to be honest, seeing like if Man U got took over by that was it the Qatari banker they would have been the richest club in the world again. Obviously Newcastle they've got that with the Saudis as well, but it's like it's basically sort of, I'm really rich, I'm a billionaire, I'm going to buy a football club. And it's like they don't care about the fans, as much as Newcastle are doing brilliantly at the moment, and that pains me so much to say that. Their owners do not give two penneth about the fans. The guy who owns them there, the Prince Mohammed Al Seem, or whatever he's called, sorry, he literally said on Friday in an interview that he doesn't care about sports washing, because he's basically saying it's improving our profile. So he's using a club in Newcastle to raise his country's profile. It's just wrong. And if the Qatari guy, the banker, he would do exactly the same thing with Manchester United. But the fans would be like, yeah, we're all right because we're rich again. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sorry, Claire.
No, I was just going to agree with you. I think though, getting back to Reading, I think I read somewhere that they've got a protest this week during the match. I don't know if any Reading fans listen. I think you said there was one in. But I just wanted to say that I hope things get sorted out, and I hope that you get your club back properly.
Yeah, completely agree. Just going to the chat as well, there is a lot of talk about the different clubs. So Aled has put, the fit and proper test doesn't work because how can Scunthorpe get rid of a bad owner and then get a new owner, which was worse? FA needs to improve their approach. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, that happened to Sunderland as well. That happened to us. We got rid of Ellis Short, who was a bad owner, and ended up getting Stuart Dodd and Charlie Methven, who nearly bankrupted the club.
Yeah, they were so crazy, weren't they?
Bankrupt. It's the thing is, this fit and proper persons test in Football League, I don't think exists, to be honest. I think as long as you're not like, to be honest, I even think we could probably put a consortium together and be able to take over somebody, and I've got about 28 pence to my name. I don't know about you guys, but
it does exist, and I only know that because someone who tried to buy us a few years ago failed the fit and proper test.
Yeah,
so it definitely exists, but it's definitely not fit for purpose.
I think the lad who went to take over Birmingham, weren't they subject of a takeover by some lunatic, and he failed it, didn't he? I think that was maybe 4 or 5 months before they got took over by whoever got them now.
Yeah, he was actually, the one link with Birmingham was the one who wanted to take over us, and he had ties to Charlton Athletic as well. I won't name it. Actually, I can name names on here because obviously it's the truth, isn't it? So it's called Matt Southall. So he was linked to Charlton, and then obviously wanted to become part of Rochdale, and that's when all that was going on with the hostile takeover and the deal not for sale. And then obviously he had an eye on going to Birmingham, but that failed.
I tell you what though, given some of the people that have managed to get through that fit and proper test, it makes you wonder how bad those people are that failed.
They feel it.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's like that lad who does the rich energy stuff, I mean, the energy drink that nobody's ever heard of and nobody drinks. But I can't remember his first name, but he's called Store. He's got this big long beard. He's on Twitter. I mean, he reckoned he was going to take over some.
Oh, it's a young kiddie, isn't it?
Yeah. Pardon?
Wasn't he a young kiddie? He's only in his early 20s or something.
Great big long beard and long hair. He looks as if, like someone spat him out. I can't remember his first name. It's somebody's story. I should know him, but he went to take over Sunderland. He thought, I'm going to take over Sunderland. I've got 20 million quid a Premier League player wanting to sign for us this annual, complete nut of garbage. And then he went to Coventry and tried to take Coventry over. And now I'm fairly confident he's made some rumour and innuendo that he wants Reading. It's like, I just keep going. William's Story, that's the one. William's Story, like I say, he's the owner of this energy drink that nobody's ever heard of. So he's obviously got less money than my 28 pence in the bank. And he'll probably end up finding a football club, won't he?
Definitely.
It's just wrong.
As long as it's not us.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Just going back to the chat as well, obviously we've got Graham. I'll keep quiet about bad owners and the fit and proper test. We've been the poster boys for that in recent years. He's a Charlton fan, isn't he, Graham? Mr. Luke as well saying he cannot stand Chelsea, Everton and Manchester United fans saying that they have the worst ownership or club in the country. They need to look further down the pyramid and look at Reading, Southend and Scunthorpe. Completely agree.
But that's what Carragher was saying on Sky Sports the other week, wasn't it? And that's the trouble. They can't see any further than the Premiership.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
Completely agree. Chris as well, completely agreeing the owners and directors test needs to be looked at. We have got Wolsey in the chat as well, talking about Reading. We have another protest happening on Saturday during the game. The second one in 2 weeks. It won't work because he said that he will not sell because he is committed, but you can tell he's not paying wages like a week late. And every time he doesn't pay, we get a point deduction. That is so sad.
Can I just quickly say something about that? I know,
Yeah, completely. Yeah, of course.
Walls has just said that it won't work. But look what happened at Blackpool. You know, Blackpool had the same issues with the Oystons, where the Oystons were taking money out of the club, this, that, and the other. And Brighton, you know, they voted with their feet. They didn't go. A lot of Brighton fans just stopped going. I think they had the whole thing when they were throwing balls on the pitch and stuff like that. So for me, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Stick at it. And you never know them. There might be that, you know, light at the end of the rainbow where someone will take over. Reading are a big club. You know,
they are a very big club.
On the Premier League side, you know, and to be fair, when they were in the Premier League, they created some shocks and made some memories. To be fair, so I would stick at it. Keep doing what you're doing because it's your club at the end of the day. Yeah. And one day, and it might not be tomorrow, it might not be the next day, but that moron who's in charge of our club will leave eventually. You know what I mean? So it will turn around. We're living proof of it. We had horrible owners in League One, horrible owners who nearly bankrupted us. And look where we are now. You know what I mean? It can happen. So
and
you know,
all the football's behind you.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Totally.
100%. Just going back to the chat as well, we've got quite a lot of comments. Finbar's in. Love the show. Quality as always. Thank you so much. Sophia's put that I think the FA needs to look into more action with owners and boards in football. Completely agree. Dale struggle, but we are fan owned. I mean, yeah, that's a good thing about us. As much as we do struggle, obviously with money, we obviously can't compete with some of the budgets. We are fan owned, so at least we don't have that on us kind of thing. The only bad thing is, like I said, we cannot compete with some of these budgets as well, so we do need other investment. Back to the chat. Aled, wasn't it true that the UK government doesn't want to deal with the City situation because they don't want to affect the ties with the City owners' home country?
That'll be exactly the same. It'll be exactly the same if Newcastle ever get found out for financial irregularities, and the same with Manchester United get taken over by the Qatari guy, because there is so much money invested by the British government in that country, and then in the Far East. So we need the oil, basically. Long live electric.
Electric.
Yeah. Get the lecky on.
Lecky.
Simon as well in the chat. Sometimes you just have to wait and ride it out. We had, is it Sisu or SISU? I don't even know. For 10 plus years who were useless, and now we've got an owner who is investing in every part of the club. So positive news, as much as obviously it's not good now, just please think positive and stay positive. We've got Sophie as well. I am fuming our board turned down Tom Brady for the 49ers. And yeah, we've got a lot in the chat tonight, so thank you so much. Next game as well. Bolton Wanderers 1, Peterborough 1. Any thoughts on that game?
I thought it was a bit boring.
Yeah.
Probably fair result as well.
Bolton aren't doing as well as what we all thought and hoped.
No, I thought they'd be running away with it, to be honest. I think I predicted them to go up as champions, so I do apologise, Bolton fans. I've jinxed yous. Next game, Bristol Rovers 4, Wigan Athletic 1. Obviously, Wigan are struggling a little bit at the minute. Bristol Rovers, they've kind of found the feet a little bit, haven't they? Picked up a little bit of form. They're winning games. That's all I'll say on that matter.
Really good result for them, to be fair. I mean, I like Bristol Rovers just for the fact that a couple of the fans I've interviewed on another podcast, and I really like the club. I don't like the manager. I think he's an arsehole. But
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that as well. Burton Albion 1, Fleetwood Town 1. Obviously, both teams are down near the bottom, aren't they? I think it's a good point, definitely, for Fleetwood, because they've been struggling, haven't they, to pick up points.
Yeah, they haven't won a game yet, have they?
No, away from home as well.
Did you see that formation Lee Johnson had out, though, on Saturday? When they were attacking, they didn't have any midfielders. It was a 4-6. They had 6 up front and 4 at the back.
What?
Mad.
God.
Yeah, we had him at Sunderland for a year. He loveliest bloke you'd ever meet, but he was not a good football manager.
Another draw as well. We have Cambridge United 1, Port Vale 1. I think that could have gone either way, to be fair.
Yeah, both teams doing well, aren't they?
Very well. Carlisle and I can't even speak. Carlisle United 0, Derby County 2. Not surprised about that result.
No. Bit of a blow for Derby. They had a lad on loan from Sunderland called Elliot Embleton, and he basically broke his leg against Hull in January. This was his first move back. I don't think he's played for them yet. And on Friday and train, I think they stopped back to do set piece training, and he went to take a corner and he's torn his quadricep muscle. So they've had to send him back to Sunderland. But I know Elliot really well. He's from the same village as me, and he's played Sunday League with his dad, which is mad. But he's torn his quadricep muscle, which is is going to be on the sidelines for another lengthy period of time. And he's only just come back.
That's so sad.
Yeah, best wishes to you, Elliot. If I doubt you'll be watching, but best wishes to you. But
if you come across this, best wishes from us all.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but
exactly, you never know. We might come across it.
You never know. He might be. Well, he's sat at home with his leg up, but yeah, bless him. It's horrible.
I like this as well, Sean is put in the chat. The thing with football is we're one big community, sod the owners.
Amen.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think, for you, Claire.
Don't get us wrong, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
Oh, my God. I was just going to say don't swear, and all I saw is the name. What an awful person. We were very close to going out of business. And it was really the start of the decline back down into non-league was thanks to him and his cronies. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think too many of us have been there and get it.
Yeah,
I think probably all 4 of us have had, experience of that, haven't we? Because obviously, Nick being a Swindon fan, they've had financial issues,
Well, we nearly got put into administration again because our previous owner called in a debenture for 2.9 million quid that had to be paid straight away.
Oh my
so
God.
If our current owner hadn't raised the money to pay that, we'd have gone into administration. Wow. So yeah, there are, and apparently because he did a fans forum, and he said that they're trying to track down a car in Switzerland that was the clubs that Lee Power took. Well, he didn't say Lee Power took it over there, but that's where Lee Power lives. So he's got a bloody car of Swindon's over there that people are trying to get back. So it shows what a shyster he was or is.
Well, it's mad that because all them names, obviously you mentioned as well, Nick, they were linked somehow to Matt Southall. It was obviously linked with Rochdale.
Yeah, it's
it's all one big. And I think there was a couple of other ones. I cannot remember their names, but they were all linked somehow.
Yeah, Curran was the one with Power. That's the one. I mean, in the COVID season, his son played for the town because he was paying his wages, and he was absolute. I mean, he shouldn't be in, non-league. Further down the pyramid, he was that bad. But he played for Swindon because his old man was paying his wages. Criminal, absolute bloody criminal.
This made me laugh.
No, that's what I was just grinning at.
That really made me laugh. Next game, I forgot where we're up to. Oh, Graham's team, Charlton Athletic 3, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Charlton are picking up some points, aren't they now?
They are, yeah.
New manager buzz, in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know your thoughts as well, Graham.
Good League One manager is Mike Appleton, even though he looks like somebody who's been on Can't Pay But Take It Away. He looks like a police interceptor, doesn't he, Michael Appleton?
Yeah, he does. He does. But Graham, obviously, you're in the chat, so let us know how the game went and let us know your thoughts on that. Cheltenham Town 0, Stevenage 3.
Boo, no Christmas tree.
I know.
Where's the Christmas tree?
I was proper hoping that Cheltenham would score just so he had to put his tree up.
Same, I was absolutely gutted when this result came in.
I wonder when the rules I'm pretty sure he didn't say it was only one game, so I'm pretty sure whenever they score, that tree's got to go up. So let's hope they score on Saturday.
Yeah.
Would you like to know something a little bit kind of out there, though?
You've got the tree down ready?
No, but I do have a mini tree up. Hang on a minute. And
Chester.
Hang on a minute. No, it doesn't light up. So now.
Well, that was a big letdown.
I know. Just going back to obviously Charlton as well. Graham has put in a chat. We deserved our win. Good start for Michael Apple. Mickey Apple, sorry. Positive subs helped us win the game. Overall, feeling positive. If we can keep, is it Anike?
Yeah, Anike, yeah.
Anike fit. He's a game changer off the bench along with May and Leeburn.
Oh,
and then,
it's nice to see you winning, Gray.
I know.
Oh, you hate that, don't you? Sorry.
And then how are we going into October and Cheltenham haven't even scored yet in the league? I know. Massive problems there. I mean, they're strikers.
Have they got any?
I don't know.
But they lost. Was it? No, it's not called. I'm talking complete another cobblers there. I thought it was called Stockton, but it's not. He doesn't play for them anymore. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on it. I mean, they've got Lincoln away, I think, on Saturday, and I can't see them scoring against them either. So, yeah.
I'm just literally like hoping that they score soon, because for you to have your tree up in like September or October would be so funny. Your girlfriend would be going mad at you, but we'd be loving it.
To be fair, can we change it to I'll sort some lights out for my mini tree?
No.
Because they're battery powered. I'm not. Honestly, the
no,
electric.
you can't go back on your own words.
You need to put them in front of your house and everything.
No, I don't have lights.
Santa's grotto.
I'm not trusted on a roof. So
cost of living crisis is going on, and we're getting you to put your tree up.
Yeah, but it's only because he said he was.
I thought I said, and we're probably going to have to repeat. I thought I said if Cheltenham score on Saturday, I'll put my Christmas tree up. Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah, but which Saturday?
That's Saturday.
Next Saturday.
There was no specification.
Just a Saturday.
I thought it was if they scored last week. I hope I said that. I celebrated whoever played Stevenage winning more. I celebrated Sunderland winning last week.
Yeah.
I am literally going back to last week to listen, and I'll find out.
Some of these comments are making me laugh as well. You've got a roof, big flex, in the chat as well. Join in. Next game, where are we up to now? I forgot. Leyton Orient 1, Shrewsbury 0. Good win for Leyton Orient. Shrewsbury are a very weird team, aren't they? I say it every week we come on, but I can never expect what Shrewsbury are going to do.
Yeah, hot and cold, aren't they?
Very.
Yeah, Orient are struggling a bit, aren't they? I just had a look at the stats, and they had one shot on target.
Oh,
so which is surprising, because usually Wellings teams play some decent football and create chances, but they're really struggling this season.
I think Charlotte, you hexed Bolton. I've definitely hexed Shrewsbury because I said they'd go up. I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
We've jinxed all these teams. Smallworth in the chat has asked, who do we all support? So I'm a Rochdale fan.
Sunderland.
Swindon Town.
She already knows me, don't worry. The mighty Stockport, massive.
In the chat as well, Graham has put Shrewsbury is struggling bad at the moment. We've got them on Saturday. Oh, Graham, you might have just jinxed yourself now, and you've done what we do.
Nah, Charlton will win that. In fact, I'm so confident Charlton will win that. They'll be my pick in the betting club this week.
Claire's putting a tree up.
Claire. Put your tree on the line.
Oh, listen, I do not need any encouragement. My tree will go up as early as can possibly go up. It's normally around the middle of November. Can't lie.
Saturday when Shrewsbury beat Charlton.
You didn't hear that, did you?
No.
He said no, not so politely.
Spoil sport. I'm # Team Claire. I'm going to get that tweet and I'll get it trending after. Just hashtag Team Clare.
Swearing going on in Claire's household. Whatever next.
I've never noticed this as well. Graham's put in the chat. I just read the first bit. Shar is an odd one, which I completely agree with. She doesn't support a team starting with S.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But R before S. So are we as well?
Yeah, true. Well, let me have that one. Moving on as well to another team that are struggling at the minute. Northampton 1, Barnsley 2. I was expecting that. I'm not surprised.
No, I think Northampton will go down. Sorry,
Yeah,
Northampton fans, because you've got a brilliant podcast as well.
They have. I love their podcast.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oxford United 3, Exeter City 0.
Now, that was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
Fair play to him, though.
Hate to see that.
I forgot as well, Shawnee, Northampton fan. Do you want to tell us your thoughts, Shawnee, or would you like us to go back to the game and talk about it? Moving on as well, Portsmouth 2, Lincoln City 1. Portsmouth, I think, are going to have a very good season. I think they're very strong.
The way it's going, they might swap leagues with Southampton, the way everything's going, because they're doing really well.
Imagine.
I just have to acknowledge Graham's comment. Graham, I do not swear.
Moving on. Let's move on now to the League One table. So we have got Portsmouth, who I said were doing really well. They are top of the league on 19 points. Oxford United just below them on 18 points in second. Playoffs are Stevenage in third on 18 points. They're doing very well. Port Vale in fourth on 17 points. Barnsley and Exeter make off for 2 playoff spots on 16 points. And then in relegation, we have Wigan in 21st on 5 points. Reading just below them on 5 points. And then Fleetwood on 2 points. And Cheltenham, bless them, still without a win, still without scoring a goal. They are bottom on in 24th on 1 point. I don't know what I was saying then. My mind just went completely blank. League 2. Crewe Alexandra 2, Colchester United 1.
They've got great home form, Crewe.
They have got good home form.
Yeah, Colchester, that it's sort of football. What was that? I missed that.
Phil's calling Claire out. Sorry, Claire, but I'm calling you out on that. I've been to games with you. Proper potty mouth.
Phil is worse because I was actually shocked how much he swore. What does that say?
Must be bad. Yeah, Colchester, they got like 58% possession, 21 shots they had. But you know, like we say all the time, it's these stats at the top of the page that count.
Yeah.
One stat counts in football. It's the final result. I've said that a long time. I heard all this stuff, you know, XG and
I hate that.
Yeah, XG and all this PPI, ESPO and all that crap. You know what I mean? Just one stat, goal scored. Just have that on.
Yeah, it is frustrating. Yeah, it's like with us as well. We're literally top of most of them on the National League ones, but we're in 8th. And don't get me wrong, that's good with how we're doing. But I just think to myself, like, just score more goals, learn to defend.
It's like they've got like leagues now with players with the most dribbles in the opposition half. I don't give a shit. I just want my players to score goals. I don't care how many times they've dribbled in somebody else's half. You know what I mean? Oh.
We've got Shawnee in the chat as well, just going back to obviously he's a Northampton fan and he's put fingers with us. We are a yo-yo team, too good for League 2, but not for League 1. I completely agree. I completely agree with that. There's a lot of people in the chat laughing at Wrexham as well. We will get on to them soon. A lot of people. A really good win as well. I just thought, where he scoops, Gillingham are massive, aren't they? I mean, Doncaster Rovers 2, Gillingham 1.
Funny how he don't come on when they lose, isn't it?
It is saying a lot about Scoops as a football fan, this, isn't it? That he's never wrong when they get beat.
I'm not surprised at that result. Doncaster, and I know a lot of people hate the term, are in a false position. I think they got a pretty decent side, and I'm not surprised they beat Gills, and I think they're going to go on a bit of a decent run. I can see them moving up the table quite well.
Yeah, I think they just signed a lot of players, and it's took them a little while to gel.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll stay anywhere near where they are now.
No.
Completely agree. Grimsby Town 2, Crawley Town 3. I know we keep mentioning on each pod like Crawley are doing well. We don't think they will keep it up for the rest of the season. But they are picking up some wins, aren't they, to be fair to them?
Against a win at Grimsby is a really decent win for anyone as well.
That
is. Difficult teams to beat.
Scoreboard pressure, isn't it? It's putting pressure on all those teams that we're saying now. They'll fall down. But it'd be interesting seeing in the league at the end. I don't know how far ahead of the relegation zone at the minute, but it will be.
No, they're fourth
or fifth, are they? So
fair play to them.
Scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah,
they're scoring a lot of goals. I know they're conceding as well, but they are scoring. So fair play. Because I thought they would really struggle. And I know it's a long season, but I keep coming on here and saying, they're doing well. But I think they'll not be there at the end of the season. But they keep proving me wrong and getting wins. So fair play to them.
Exactly, yeah.
Fair play. Sam's comment in the chat. Crawley are crawling up the league nicely.
Sam, you're better than that, mate. You're better than that. That's dreadful.
Have a day off.
Another two teams as well that I'm quite shocked at Salford. I didn't think they'd do as well this season, but I thought they wouldn't be as low as they are. But Harrogate Town 3, Salford City 2, they're really struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, to be honest.
I'm not surprised.
Nice to see.
And I don't like Harrogate, so I still feel a bit disappointed that they're picking up. It's not nothing against them. I just associate it with a horrible period of time in the Conference North.
Oh, bless Sam as well, saying 5 hours sleep in 48 hours. Sorry, guys, I'll do better. His little girl, bless her, has been really poorly.
Oh, Sam, get yourself an early night, kid.
Yeah,
go and watch the highlights of QPR versus Birmingham on Friday night. I'll send you both right off, I'm telling you.
You dream about the Moggy Oggy pasties.
Yeah.
Mansfield Town 1, Barrow 0. Mansfield are doing very well, aren't they, at the minute?
Yeah,
unbeaten.
Yeah, they're the only team in the country that remain unbeaten.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
In all competitions.
Yeah, Swindon are unbeaten in all competitions.
In all competitions.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
we only went out on penalties. That doesn't count.
Oh yeah, it does count.
No.
So I read something before saying they're the only team unbeaten in all competitions, and considering they have had so many integral players out injured, I think it's hats off to the manager and hats off to the team. They've got a very small team, but clearly they've got some great team spirit and they're just doing what they need to do. So, fair play to them. And they've got, obviously, Keeler Dunn's an absolute fantastic player.
He's good.
So he keeps doing what he needs to do, but they've got some players that are adapting to play in defence when they're forwards. Like, they just seem to all just play for each other, and it fair play.
It just goes to show as well, keep faith in your manager there, because they've obviously been so close to getting promoted in the last 3 seasons, haven't they, and fallen short. And Nigel Clough's still doing a hell of a job. They'll be fine this year. It's a great stat though, isn't it? The only team unbeaten in all competition this year is Mansfield Town. Sod Man City and Arsenal and all that. You know what I mean? It's Mansfield. It's great news.
I love
great
it.
news for League 2, that, to be fair.
I love it. Morecambe 2, Swindon Town 2. Nick, I will let you have your moment.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, because they're unbeaten at home. Even though most of us thought we would snatch a win there, I think they've won 3, now drawn 2. We went 1-0 up, which I believe their manager described as a poor goal. But if you look at it, it was a really well worked goal, and put us one at Kemp again on the score sheet. Nice link up play with Austin Young and Kemp, 2 of their loanees. don't fall in love with lone players. So that's going to be our downfall. Then they scored a decent goal, a good header, but the guy lost their centre half. The centre half got on the wrong side of him. Decent cross in, finished it well with his head. We got a penalty. Their player had been booked. He comes straight through, took the player out right on the edge of the box, and it's debatable whether it was in the box or on the edge. And most people think it was probably just outside the box. So we're a bit fortunate from that. And he got a second yellow and red card. So I think that's the fourth team that have gone down to 10 men against us. So we're not a load of divers, although the stats might think that's the case. Then Austin scored from the penalty spot. And then their manager did what you look at and think, oh, what's he doing that for? He put on 5 subs at once. In that, virtually from the report, changed the game, and they pushed at us. We give away a bad goal. It is a bad kick out from the keeper. Didn't get picked up. The ball was coming through to Austin, who slipped over, and then they got into the penalty area. For the guy, it was a decent finish, but I think our keeper should have done better at his feet. But it's probably a draw was a fair result. So to go there and get a draw is good. And I think a lot of teams are going to struggle there because they are quite a decent footballing side as well. So when you think about it afterwards, yeah, we was happy with a point. So keeps unbeaten league record going. We'll just take it on that. And good point away from home, 2-2. So it's good day. All good.
Very good point. Who are you playing as well at this weekend?
We've got Grimsby Saturday. Then we're up at Notts County Tuesday night away. And then we're away at Bradford the following Saturday. So we got some good games coming up. So and I'm actually, some of us from Falls are in Bradford hospitality. So that'll be interesting. Doing hospitality in an away game. So we'll see how that goes. Does that mean we have to be quiet in the posh seats?
I've
No chance.
Hospitality at Bradford away. We got beat 2-0 in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
the food was lovely.
Yeah, they said that would be an interesting day. But yeah, we got some tough games coming up next month.
Just obviously looking at them games, obviously there is some tough games. What would you be happy with points wise from those 3 games?
If we can get, if we can win Saturday and draw Tuesday, but I can see us. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. Well, I'm in 2 minds. My head says Notts County will probably beat us 3-1, but my heart says we'll go there and snatch a 1-0. So it's going to be one of those games. Last time we played, I went there and I think we lost 1-0 to a penalty. So I can see it being a horrible game for us. And they're playing well. They're top of the league. So if we can get something there, that'll be a great result.
Yeah, completely agree. Good luck anyway. I hope you win.
So do I.
Next game as well, we have got Newport County 1, Bradford City 4. Newport was doing quite well, weren't they? And obviously they've struggled lately, but Bradford, they're finally winning games now, aren't they? They're obviously climbing up the table.
Yeah, Cook got a hat trick, so he's back scoring, which is what they've been missing.
Yeah, so Cook got injured the first game of the season and continued to play because they didn't really have any other choice. But then he got a bit more injured, so they had to take him out for a bit. But it looks like, he's healed now and he's getting back to his usual form. So that's good because it seems like Bradford do struggle without him. So good for Bradford that he's back.
Yay!
Nick's thinking otherwise. We've obviously
and we can't play our top scorer because he's on loan from Bradford, so he'll be missing.
Oh, great! Of course, yeah.
Chris has put in the chat as well. Newport are another team who have scored with only 1 shot on target as well. There's been a lot of that, isn't there?
Yeah.
What I've noticed as well with obviously League Two, there's been a lot of goals, hasn't there?
Yeah, I was thinking that. A lot of goals. Yeah.
Next game, obviously, Notts County 4, Forest Green 3.
Yeah, so it looked like Notts County were sort of cruising 2-0 up. Obviously, then Forest Green, Troy Deeney gets one, and then they go and get another couple. And Forest Green came back. Troy Deeney scoring 3 goals. Must be, a good addition for any team in League Two, really, to have him.
He was the Championship last year, wasn't he? He was there in the Championship,
Yeah. For one of the few times I was cheering for Forest Green on Saturday, I was, come on. What are you playing at, Deeney? Get a 4th.
Just going back to the chat as well. Obviously, this was League One chat, but Shawnee actually put, also going back to League One, sorry guys, Aaron McGowan played hours after losing his dad on Tuesday night, which shows massive strength despite the loss.
Oh, that's really sad news. Bless him.
That is really sad. Bless him. Next
Takes
game.
some strength to do that.
Yeah, it really does. Really does.
Fair play to him.
Oh, it's so sad. There's a lot of people in the chat as well now saying, here it comes. I think be ready for it, Claire. Stockport County 5, Wrexham 0.
Yeah. Cap Allen, look away now. Look away.
No, to be fair, I am going to be quite constructive at the end of my analysis. So, yeah. So obviously, we went into the game with a little bit of history in the recent years, with Wrexham, given the battle that we had the year that we won the promotion to League Two, and that kind of carried on a bit. You kind of felt a little bit. It's kind of a new rivalry, but not sort of like a local rivalry. It's like a more of a friendly, bantery rivalry, really. So we haven't really got any rivals that we play nowadays. But yeah, Wrexham actually started the better team. They had a couple of early chances, quite weak shots, but they definitely did have an opportunity to take the lead. But on the 21st minute, Tanto made it 1-0. It was a really, really well-worked goal. So Ben Hinchliffe looks up and he saw Will Collar running into space, and he just put a pinpoint perfect ball up to Will Collar. Will Collar puts a clinical low cross into the box for Tanto to kind of dig it into the net from close range. So that was good. In the 30th minute, I don't know if you've seen the goals. Will Boyle? Boyle. Passed the ball back to Bentosa. Bentosa, I don't know what he was doing. He had a mare, got himself confused, and Tanto's come in, robbed the ball, kind of took it back and forward a little bit, and then he's managed to get his shot away and put us 2-0 up. So 30 minutes in, 2-0, everyone's like, what is going on? This is amazing. Literally probably no time to really sit down and properly get back into it. And then Louis Barry picks up the ball midway in the Wrexham half from a defensive header, and he just literally trickles, weaves in and out past players, and goes on his own little mazy run, shoots in the goal. He gets his 6th goal in 6 games. They say don't fall in love with a lone player, but it's far too late. Louis Barry, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I can see him going far in football. Having said that, it's the first time that he has had a good season, so we'll see how that keeps going, and hopefully we get to keep him. Chris, I am going to talk about that actually at the end. So 3-0 at half time, but we still don't feel that comfortable because obviously Wrexham have a reputation. They can always score goals. There's lots to come back. But on the 50th minute, Louis Barry sends the ball from the left-hand side to Tanto. Now, I sit just behind the goal, and from where I was sitting, before the ball was even played, Tanto looks up, looks at the goal, sees where the goalie is, and he thinks, right, I'm getting on the end of this. And you can see it clear in his head. He looked where that ball was going. And he did a diving header to get his hat-trick. So it's great, 50th minute. It's his first professional hat-trick in the Football League. And so, obviously, good for him. And I have been his critic this season, on here even. And it's really lovely because I've always said you can see he has the potential, but he panics and he seems to lack the confidence to go and do what he can do. And it seems that the goals he's getting, his confidence is coming on leaps and bounds. And it's just a pleasure to see it. He looks like he's happy. So long may that continue. So, yeah, 4-0, 50th minute. I'm starting to think, do you know what? Maybe we've got this. Maybe it's our day. Elliot Lee hits the bar. So that was a bit of a lucky escape. But then we go and hit the bar as well. But we weren't done yet. Livy Barry this time crosses from the right. Bit of an accurate pass all the way to Paddy Madden, who's got a bit of space. Paddy Madden came on as a sub for Santo. First time he's played in centre forward for ages. He was playing in midfield a while back. But he manages to get the ball down and shoot it into the bottom corner to make it 5-0. Ben Hinchliffe only had to really make a couple of saves. They show on the stats that they had 20 shots, but they didn't really look like scoring. They weren't like dangerous shots. They were from far out. They were weak. And Aled will probably agree. I know he's a Wrexham fan on here. They just did not look anywhere near what I expected. And when you see like it's 5-0, it does tell the story of the match because we were clinical and we were such a better team. We just used the ball better. Having said that, we did only have 53% possession. We did have 10 shots, so they had more. But we only had 2 accurate crosses into the box, and both of those were goals. So it just shows, and I've said it before, we need to play the crosses low. And you know it's working for us. And I do just want to say, obviously as an opportunity to do it, after the game, I said Ben Tozer is shite. He shouldn't be playing. And he did have an awful game. But Ben Tozer's father died of leukemia in the summer. So he was diagnosed on like whatever day it was. He died like 5 days later or something like that. And there had been a good prognosis. But instead of taking time away, Ben Tozer's put his football club first. He's put Wrexham in front of his family, in front of his own grief. And he's someone that still tried to continue to always show up. And that is admirable. So I take my hat off to Ben Tozer for having the strength and the courage to go and do that, because I cannot even imagine losing such a close family member. So I hope that he does get a bit of a break because he looks like he needs it. But having said that, he's really passionate now of making awareness. So if you don't feel well, if there's something that just isn't quite right, then anyone that's listening, please make sure you go to the doctor and speak, because Ben Tozer says that his dad had felt poorly and he just didn't want to go and get checked out because, you know, it's the manly thing to do, to just carry on with things. And he said deep down he thinks his dad was a little bit scared because he knew something was wrong. But if you go and you get yourself checked out, there's more chance of beating whatever it is. So please don't sit back and do nothing. Please always prioritize your health, because everything else can wait.
Yeah, well said.
Completely.
I didn't mean to go off like that. I apologise.
Oh no, don't apologise.
Really
no, 100%. And we've said time and time again, if we can raise awareness as well as talking football, then we'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think, obviously from my point of view in the match, it's easy to sit and look at how things have gone. And yeah, Tozer's definitely at fault for at least a couple of the goals. But stop putting your team first, mate. Put your family first. Get the break that you need to get, because your job will still be there. Your fans will still love you, and your fans appreciate that you've gone and had the balls to go out there and still carry on doing what you're doing. Yeah. Exactly. Health first. From my point of view, obviously, cracking 3rd win in a row. Finding a way to play and win without Kyle Wootton. So when Kyle Wootton is fit to come back, we don't have to rush him back because we're not desperate for him. So it was a great win. I'm going to Accrington on Saturday, so hopefully we can get another win.
Accrington Stanley.
And then we've got Forest Green on week on Tuesday as well at home. So
can I quickly ask a question about Louis Barry?
Oh yeah, of course.
Is he the first ever Stockport player to have previous links with Barcelona?
Probably.
Because that's mad.
Wait, I don't know that. Wait there.
Yeah, he was Barcelona because he was on loan with us, and it's good to see him doing well now because he played in fits and starts. Yeah. He'd be good for a couple of games, and then 2 or 3 games you wouldn't see much of him. So I'm really pleased that he's doing well because he is total class footballer, and he was at Barcelona.
Sam just said he is. Yeah. But also the thing I love about Louis Barry, and I'll say it above football, I absolutely love seeing him, because whether you see him on the coach, pictures of him on the coach just in the background, you see him at the ground, see him in the bar after, on the pitch, he's always smiling, he's having a lovely time, he's enjoying himself. He's 20 years old. That is just what it's all about.
That's it, as long as you're enjoying your football. We had a lad from Barcelona called Arnau Riera. He was a Barcelona B team captain. It was in the same new team as Cesc Fabregas, who were we've got ourselves a proper good player. He was his captain and all that. And I think this was when we got relegated under Mick McCarthy. So Roy Keane was just about to take over. And Arnau Riera played 3 minutes for Sunderland against Bury in the League Cup, got sent off, never heard of him since.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well, fair play to him. I'm glad he's happy because obviously he's a Villa lad, isn't he? And it's so hard to get into teams like Villa.
He's had a few loan spells. Last season, he was at MK Dons, and they can't stand him. They said he was awful. Obviously, you said he was at Swindon as well.
Just saying he was good in a couple of games, and then he'd drift out in 2 or 3 games. But obviously, he's getting consistency with you now. I guess it's the same thing, that the more you play and get used to the level, obviously you're going to improve. And if you've got a decent manager,
it was good from minute 1. He's good every game, and I think that there is reports saying that they might recall him in January, but I think it'd be silly for them. And I'm not even talking from a fan specific point of view. It's his first loan spell that he's had a really good, a good form, good, is what do you call it? Is met the club well, is gelled, and his market value must be going up as well. So
he probably needs a full season with you, doesn't he?
Yeah. Let him
have a full season. And take it from there.
And especially if they don't plan to play him.
Yeah.
How did you laugh at?
Did you tell your mate, Anne?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
Oh, that'll be next week, won't it?
Maggie.
Wonder if it's been nominated again.
No, I don't think you will have done this. No. No, but no, I haven't spoken. Bless him.
The next game is Sutton United 1, MK Dons 1.
Yeah, MK Dons are falling off a cliff, aren't they? They're not having a good time with it.
Couldn't happen to a lovelier club.
Even with their padded seats.
I know.
I never sat down the whole match. I feel like I missed out.
In the chat as well, Chris has just said, Claire, is Cody Johnson getting much time playing for Stockport?
No, he's not. He did when he first
just like
came back. When he first came back, he was playing, but he's just been on the bench most weeks. He just got on sometimes near the end.
Yeah, because we had him, didn't we, on loan, and obviously we called back, but then we ended up getting Ryan East from Bradford.
And the only reason he did get called back was because we had so much injury issue at the time. There was like 13 players out. We've still got a lot of injuries now, to be honest.
Yeah.
So if we can have form like this with some of our key players missing, I'm so excited for him to get back.
Definitely. A team as well who we've not seen win very often this season. Tranmere Rovers 2, Accrington Stanley 0. What a win for Tranmere.
Really good result, yeah. And we're flying, weren't they? Again, it just goes, we see this every week in League Two. Every team can just beat every team at the minute, can't they? Apart from everyone seems to be beating Gillingham. Sorry.
Scoops, we'll be crying.
It's his own fault for not coming on.
It is.
And then last game, Walsall 1, AFC Wimbledon 3.
That's a good win, actually.
Yeah.
Our lone players are smashing it for him as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Walsall are a funny team as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very funny team.
Yeah, especially with accents like they've got there.
Do they have any fans, Walsall? I never seem to hear from Walsall, like, if there's any Walsall fans specifically that are quite popular on Twitter or whatever like that. They just seem to be a nothing club, don't they? But, never mind. Sorry, Walsall fans. Anyone is listening?
Call him out. You'll get all the Walsall fans now. You're asking any Walsall fans. You'll get them all now jumping on this.
Oh, bless him.
And just having a quick look now at the League Two table, we have Notts County, who are top on 20 points, Gillingham below them in second on 18 points, and Mansfield on 17 points in third. The playoffs make up of Crawley, who are fourth on 17 points, Swindon in fifth place on 16 points, Crewe Alexandra also on 16 points, and Wrexham on 15 points. And then in the relegation zone in 23rd, we have Tranmere on 6 points and Sutton United are bottom on 4 points. Right, I need to alter this now because my Tuesday fixtures are before my Saturday ones.
Oh, hell.
There we go. So we have got Altrincham 6, Ebbsfleet 1. I mean, a lot of goals from Altrincham. So I just want to start by saying first goal came in 4 minutes and one of my favourite players for Rochdale, obviously he's not there now, Alex Newby. He actually scored in the 4th minute. He's on loan there from Colchester. So that was on his debut. And then Baines and Con Clark both got braces. And then Justin Denower, I think he's called. That's what we're going to go with. Scored another goal. And Ebbsfleet did score a goal with, I can't even say his name. Go on. Adokanyero, I think he's called for Ebbsfleet. But yeah, they got a consolation goal. But obviously, Altrincham, they were just clinical on the day.
Ethan Ross saved a penalty as well for Altrincham.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
We've got in the chat as well. Newby. I used to love Alex Newby. He was one of my favourites. I was actually quite gutted that we got rid of him. He was quite a frustrating player who you knew had a lot of potential, but obviously we got rid of him. Next result was Barnet 0, FC Halifax 0. Not a lot I can really say about that game, but a good point for FC Halifax because Barnet are doing very well at the minute. Boreham Wood 1, Aldershot 2. Chesterfield obviously beating Wealdstone 3-2, another win for them. Dagenham Redbridge 0, Hartlepool 1, a really good result for Hartlepool because they've been struggling with some injuries recently, so a great win for them. Dorking 1, Rochdale 2. I will have my moment and speak about this game because It was mental. It was honestly so mental. It was such a frustrating game to start with. And it was just one of them games where you thought, you know what's going to happen. They're going to score. And yes, they did score. Tom Blair scored for them in the 58th minute. And then a Chegbellum, a winger for us, came on. And the game changed in our favour then when he came on. We scored from a corner again as well. We never score from corners, but we have recently. Our captain, Ethan Ebanks Landell, last season there were a lot of critics with him, but he had some offers in the summer, but he turned around, him and Cameron John, and said, no, we got relegated with this club. We want to put things right. Obviously, we were part of them being relegated, which obviously is really good considering some of the players that did jump ship and move on. I thought it was really good from them. He scored from a corner, a nice, cool and composed finish, which was really good. One of their players got sent off. Can't really argue with it. It took one for the team. Sinclair was through on goal, and then he just basically took one for the team. You can't really argue with that. And then I thought, nice one. We've equalised. I think that was in the 89th minute. And then the goal, which is Ian Henderson, 90 plus 5, got the winner. I mean, Ian Henderson, I love that man.
Travelling home as well after a 95th minute winner, that must have been good for your fans.
I know, honestly, Ian Henderson, he's just God. He's my God. He's my Jesus. He's my God. I'm going to put a picture. When I put my Christmas tree up, instead of putting an angel on the top, I'm going to put a picture of Ian Henderson. And I will definitely take a picture and show you guys because I'm going to do it.
No, what you've got to do is you've got to sit in front of your Christmas tree when it's up.
I will. But honestly,
Joe, I see from the lineup it shows East is played in the back four. Is that right?
He wasn't. He's been playing in a midfield.
Because he's a midfield player. That's why I asked the question, because it shows you as a 4-4-2 with East in the back four.
Yeah, no, we've not. He's been playing.
How old is Ian Henderson now?
76.
I think is he 38?
Yeah, he's 38, yeah.
I've got 38 in my head. But
Sam's just said 40.
But Ryan
He's
East
wearing number 40.
Yeah, he is. East has been absolutely brilliant from us. Our midfield is one of the best midfields we've had in a very long time. We've got Adam Clayton, who was ex-Bradford. He's been brilliant for us. He's that dirty midfielder we've been crying out for ages. And then we've got obviously East and Harvey Gilmore, who complement him really well, because Adam Clayton's not really got the legs now. But he gets like the tackles and stuff in, whereas them two are more creative. So yeah, we've got a really good midfield. A really good midfield.
Yeah, because Bradford signed East from us.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I really like East. I think he's a really good player. The only thing
in that league, you really need some dirty players.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Next result as well, Eastleigh 2, Kidderminster 1. Gateshead 3, Maidenhead 0. Oldham, since sacking Unsworth, they've just been on format. Yeah, they are on fire. They play us soon as well, so I'm not actually looking forward to that. But yeah, they've been brilliant recently. They should be, though, to be fair, because some of the quality of players they've got and some of the signings they've made, they should be up there. Obviously, they just didn't have the right manager. He couldn't get the best out of the players. Solihull Moors 1, Bromley 1, Southend United Blessing 1, AFC Fylde 2. I'm not going to talk about that because everybody knows my thoughts on AFC Fylde. And Woking 1, York City 2. York City have actually been picking up some points because they were really struggling at one point. So a good win for them.
Yeah.
Just going back to the chat as well. Chris has said Clayton, East and Gilmore are brilliant. I completely agree. George Nevitt for 17 is incredible for his age. Honestly, he's absolutely brilliant. Plays for us, a defender. And I'll obviously get onto it, the Chesterfield game when we played them, but he was honestly fantastic. Fantastic. I really hope Moors don't come up.
Same.
Never plays beyond his years. So much composure on the ball, and his passing is brilliant. Just on George Nevitt as well. I think he will be, personally, I think he'll be the next asset who we sell on. Obviously, we've had Luke Matheson, we've had like Jamie Allen, Callum Camps was one of them as well. All them players who have come from our academy, I think he will be the next big thing. Ethan Briley as well. So,
has Matheson done anything since he went to Wolves? Because I remember,
he's now at Bolton.
Is he? Because he made his debut against Sunderland, didn't he, in the league? And he was up against Aidan McGeady. And I mean, I remember us thinking, well, Aidan McGeady's going to have an easy time. But Matheson was fantastic in that game. We were terrible. I mean, someone managed to win 2-1, but Matheson was brilliant. I've never really heard of him since he went to Wolves. Didn't think he was playing that often. Yeah,
obviously we made our money on him when he went to Wolves, and then I think he was more like in their academy. Then he went on loan to a team in Scotland. I can't remember which team it was. Scunthorpe as well, when Keith Hill was at Scunthorpe.
Right.
He went on loan there. They released him. I think he had quite a bad injury as well, and now is at Bolton. And obviously, I think he played and scored the other night, because I think Bolton thrashed. Was it United under 21s in the cup?
Yes, the 1-8-0, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm sure he scored.
Yeah.
I'm sure he scored, because they've actually got Aaron Morley as well, who was a midfielder for us, one of our own, and he was fantastic. Like, I was gutted he went, but he was just too good for us.
Ollie Rathbone as well, he was a good player.
I love Ollie Rathbone. He's one of my favourite ever Rochdale players. One of my favourite. I need to go back. I've got them all mixed up. So Tuesday night, we have got AFC File 2, Boreham Wood 2. Aldershot 1, Southend United 1. Good point for them. We've actually got Southend as well at home on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to actually speaking to their fans and just kind of getting a lowdown on it, because I do like Southend. I do really do like Southend. I don't know, because as much as I want to go out there and say we have got the potential to win, we should win because of their circumstances, this is the type of game we would lose. It's typical Rochdale, whereas we gave Chesterfield a game, we beat Barnet 4-2. The games that we should win on paper are the games we lose. So I don't really want to say we should win, but I'm not confident.
You sit on that fence. I
will. Bromley 1, Eastland 0. We have got Ebbsfleet 0, Dorking 1. I don't know if any of you guys have seen as well. Dorking's manager recently was on a podcast. I think it was called Under the Cosh, and he's such a character.
So funny.
He's so funny. But I remember seeing, when obviously we played Dorking on Saturday, loads of our fans, he was having a pint with them and stuff before the game, and he actually turned around and said, if Dorking happened to go up this season, he doesn't know what he'll do, because he has no coaching badges.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
He has no coaching badges. He admitted it, because I think with him, he's pretty much, is he the chairman as well? Doesn't he basically run
I think he's everything,
club?
Isn't he?
Yeah.
Owner, chairman, manager. Because, on that podcast, he was basically sticking two fingers up at coaching and saying, what a load of crap these courses are. It's a waste of time.
Honestly, he was absolutely brilliant. And I know, obviously, you're in a higher league now, but if you get the chance to watch him on that podcast, he's such a laugh and he's such a character. So please, if you get the time, watch it.
Do you have to have the badge? You have to have the badges in the EFL, don't you?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Because where is it? Is it in France where there's a manager that hasn't got any badges and he pays the fine every week because he hasn't got the badges? And
yes, it is.
Is it France? And I think their team's top of the league.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is. I can't remember which team, but we actually spoke about this in our other podcast.
Yeah.
Still apparently gone to the chat.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
That's a great Will Still. But his mum and dad had some fun with that name, didn't they?
I know. Next result as well, we have got FC Halifax 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Hartlepool losing at home to Solihull Moors by 2 goals. They're on fire at the minute, Solihull Moors, to be fair to them. Kidderminster 1, Oldham 2. Obviously, Oldham winning a game again. Fair play to them. Maidenhead 0, Altrincham 1. Altrincham are doing very well, to be fair, this season. Very well so far. Oxford City 0, Gateshead 4. Oxford City have had a bit of a thrash in the last few games. I don't know if it's
2-4-0s on the trot, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to catch up with them. They started off quite all right, but I think now they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
They're on fire, like, to be fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely on fire. Got a strike, I think it's called Dianga, I think, and he's scoring goals left, right, and centre for them. So fair play to them.
Completely agree. Obviously, Rochdale 1, Chesterfield 2. Such a frustrating game. I think we actually could have got more from the game. It was a very strange one. Yeah. They should have, on paper, obviously, they're the best team in the league. And I saw bits where they were clinical, and obviously it did show. But to be fair to us, and the job that Jim McNulty is doing for us, we're playing some good stuff. But on paper, the amount of money they've spent compared to our team, you couldn't really show the difference for most of the game, to be fair to us. So I think we did give it a good go. Obviously, we just weren't clinical enough. But yeah, just one of them. You've got to accept it at the end of the day. Frustrating, but you've just got to accept it, haven't you? And move on to the next one. Wealdstone 1, Woking 0, and then York City 2, Barnet 4. Just going back to the chat as well. Frustrating. Oldham were really poor. 3 shots on target and 2 goals. We had all the possession and did naff all to create openings, but at least we've now scored in successive games. Like I mentioned before, a bit similar to Chesterfield, Oldham should be up there with the money they've spent and the players they've got. And obviously it's showing it now. Chris in the chat has put, Chesterfield squad is unreal. Fancy having likes of Will Grigg and Ollie Banks on the bench. That is true.
Don't swear, say Will Grigg.
I know.
That must have been your worst signing ever.
We spent £3.5 million on a song.
Yeah.
That's all we did.
I know.
It was rubbish.
You let that young kid go abroad because they wouldn't give him a decent contract.
Yeah, we should have just kept hold of him.
Yeah.
We would have got promoted as well. Oh, God, Will Grigg.
Mr. Luke as well saying, we have scored 31 goals so far this season, and Marcus Dinanga is our top scorer and the league's one. That's really good, that. That's brilliant.
That's really good. 31 goals. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
That's
it is.
mega.
As much as Gateshead are basically half Newcastle fans. But I've always liked Gateshead as a club. And Mike Williamson's their manager, and he's doing a really good job there. And they've got quite a lot of ex-Sun youth players, so fair play to them. Like Stephen Wern's there and Kenton Richardson, who are, good players for Sunderland, to be fair. Just obviously not good enough to play for us, but they've gone down there and done really, really well. And we'll always be grateful to them because Jordan Pickford was there on loan for a little bit. So, fair play to them. I'm glad they're doing well.
Just in the chat as well, Chris, Dale are not clinical in some matches. Completely agree. We've still got Devante Rodney to come back as well. And I know a lot of fans from other clubs don't rate him when he's been at their club, but I think we need that solid player about us. Someone who obviously he proved himself last season. He can score goals. So obviously National League, the step below. I think it's a good, obviously, a striker to have another option, especially with obviously Ian Henderson can't play every game. As much as Cairo Mitchell's scoring, obviously is not scoring enough goals. Tyree Sinclair as well is scoring some goals, but he's not that all-out striker kind of thing. They all need rotating, so it'll be good when he comes back. Chris as well, again, saying that he's proud Dale played well. Mr. Luke, again, 31 goals in 12 games for us. Fifey, evening all. Evening, Fifey. Hope you're okay. And then
we've only been on nearly 2 hours, Fifey. Where have you been? What's going on?
It's come to the best league. And then just having a quick look at the table, we have got Chesterfield top on 31 points. Solihull Moors in second on 26 points. Barnet in third on the same points. Playoffs make up of Gateshead in fourth on 22 points. Bromley on the same points in fifth. Hartlepool in sixth with 19 points. Altrincham make up the last spot in seventh on 18 points. We're just below them. To be fair, I take that as well because we are adjusting to that league. A lot of people say the first few months really matter, finding your feet in that league. So I'm happy with where we are. I really am. No complaints.
That's
no
not a bad start, is it? It's not a bad start.
Exactly. Especially with Jim McNulty as well, because you think this is his first job as a manager. He's still learning. So, yeah, I'm really happy. Relegation, we have in 21st Maidenhead on 10 points. AFC File below them in 22nd on 9 points. Southend below them in 23rd on 7 points. And also on 7 points, we have Kidderminster, who are sitting bottom of the table in 24th. Take a breath now, Charlotte. Woo. But that's it. That is the end of the football talk. It's been really good again from everybody in the chat. Really enjoy your company. And of course, you guys, it's always a pleasure. But if anybody wants to find any of us on socials, where can they find you, Anne? And also mention where people can vote for you.
Yes, so you can find me on my Twitter, which is Anthony_Watterson. I am the host of the Waterbolic podcast, which we try and get a podcast out every it was every Thursday, but now I've got other better things to do. It's sorry. But yeah, we'll try and get a podcast out every couple of weeks. But also you can find me on the Hawela Lasses podcast, which is the only dedicated fanzine to Sunderland women. And as said earlier on, we have been nominated for a Football Content Award in November. You can vote for us. It is on the Football Content Award website, which I'm sure Charlotte will be good enough to put a link in after this podcast is finished. We are under Best in Women's Football and Creators. So there's organisation and creators. If you go to creators, we are there. How we the Lasses podcast. Any vote would be massively appreciated. If you want to vote twice, 3 times, on different web browsers, feel free. But yeah, I mean, we're just so happy. We've never expected it, and any vote, like I say, it'll be fantastic. We're going to go down, have a great night. But yeah, thank you for everyone who said well done and everything like that this week. I've been blown away by it, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting us to win, but if we do, if we come third and get bronze, I said that if we get bronze or higher, I'll be absolutely ecstatic, and I'll probably cry. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I'm just thrilled to be, in there with so many great podcasts as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Fully deserved as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we've done our best. So yeah.
If anybody wants to find you as well, Nick, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter in the main. I don't post a lot. I usually read a lot, and then it's more DMs. But it's Ocus_Road, or you can see me on the Fools Rushing podcast on a Monday or a Friday. So that's one to have a look out for if you've got nothing better to do on a Monday night or a Friday night. Those of you that don't go out on the Raz.
Do you know what? I watch it. I'm not even a Swindon fan, but I love it.
That's good. It's it's a good crack. It's a good laugh.
Completely agree. And last but not least, Claire, where can everybody find you?
We got through one without a moment today. How exciting!
I know. Yeah, be still some time.
So you can find me on Twitter. It's @Claire_Jeffs, I think. And then I also am a co-host of Hatters Hangout. I can't remember what the page is, which is really bad, but it's on my Twitter page anyway. We usually do that on Tuesday, but because we were playing in the huge thing that is the Cheshire Senior Cup, it's tomorrow night this week. But yeah, love to have a chat with anyone. DMs are open if you ever need a chat with anyone.
Oh, you're so lovely, Claire.
So are you.
And if anybody wants to find me, I'm not currently on my Twitter at the moment because I can't be bothered arguing with people. It's too much. But you can send me a follow. I will be on at some point. I'm just
Damn
on
you,
at the minute.
Chesterfield fans.
I know. I'm
Yes,
just on at the minute to kind of promote the podcast. But yeah, I might be on if we win on Saturday. But I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Threads, I think I'm on. I don't know what you do on that, but I might actually go on it because I might not get abused on that.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just say something about that? Because it's absolutely ridiculous. There is not one person on this planet that deserves to go on social media and get trolled. Charlotte is one of the nicest people out there. She will speak to anybody. She replies to everybody. She'll do anything for anybody. Like, she just doesn't deserve it. Nobody does. So if you are thinking, I'm going to log on Twitter and cause a bit of mayhem, just follow the rule of don't be a dick. Like, that's good enough.
Yeah. It's just jealousy, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's kind of the downfalls of being, quite popular on social media that you get these twats, to be honest. And that's all they are. You know what I mean? And
just if you can't be nice, just move on by. Like, move on by. And it's all well and good, like I always say to you, Shah, ignore him. But actually, when you're getting that much, it's not easy to ignore people. So I just think that just scroll by. You don't have to reply to her. You don't have to tweet her. Some of the things that I've seen you be tweeted are absolutely disgusting. And no parent would be proud of their child for doing it. Just maybe think about that. Maybe think, would my parents be okay with this? Would my parents be proud? Because it's just unacceptable behaviour. Just don't be a dick.
We're
but they're just idiotic cowards, aren't they? Sit behind a keyboard. And Shah, you're probably doing the right thing. Give it a break for a couple of weeks. And we've all messaged you. You can message any of us if you want to let off steam. And there's loads of people out there that just love what you do. You're a really great, sunny person. Just take that on board and just stick two fingers up to the rest of them. Simple as that.
Yeah. She'll be back on soon because she's got me WhatsApping her every day.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what, right? I didn't go off because people would upsetting me because they weren't. Don't get me wrong, they're annoying me, but because obviously, I've got a platform. I don't want to be negative. I'm part of her game too. Obviously, representing Rochdale. I thought I don't want to let myself down now by sending back a negative response to a Twitter troll, and then I just thought I'll just take myself out of the equation. Got on with my graphics and stuff for this last night. I had a really nice chilled night, no trolls or anything.
Brilliant,
so
good.
yeah. So
the graphics this week have been bloody spot on. So
I made one mistake, but I purposely made the mistake. Someone said both Rochdale and Chesterfield were in red, but I purposely did it because I thought, no, I'm not giving Chesterfield a win against us. You got your 2-1, but I'm not turning you green.
And you've got weird Greek stuff.
I know. But thank you to everyone in the chat as well. You're all so lovely. But honestly, It wasn't the fact that I was coming off there because they were upsetting me. I just really couldn't be bothered writing a response
and it's not even about upsetting you, but people like that in general just need knocking down a peg or two.
100%, because they could say it to the wrong person. Because say it to the wrong person, that could tip them over the edge. So just be nice.
You don't know what someone's going through.
Don't get me wrong, have your football banter. I would be happy having football banter and someone calling Rochdale. That's fine, but don't personally come and attack someone else. That's not right. That's not fine. But moving on to something positive as well. Our pod socials, and we've actually got the new updated graphic that says Thursdays. And not Thursday. So we are on Twitter, I'm going to call it because I can't get used to it calling it X. We are Absolute Ball Pod. YouTube, we are Absolute Football Podcast. Same on Twitch. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. Instagram, we are Absolute Football Podcast _ Same on Threads. And then we have an Absolute Football Podcast on Facebook. We have a live show on Mondays at 8 o'clock, which is mostly Premier League football and a quick updates of European leagues. I had to do one for Lucas because he weren't on the show. I had to cover Syria and I had to put on my best Italian accent, and being a northerner, that was not good. So if you want to check that out, that is on YouTube. It is a laugh. Obviously, our lower league show is on Thursdays at 8:30. And we have actually got a special episode coming out tomorrow. It is all about Nottingham Forest, and our special guest for that episode is Mikey from the Garibaldi Red podcast. So Sam and Josh did that one, so it's going to be a great show, all things Nottingham Forest. I asked them a question as well, even though I wasn't there. I was at the Rochdale match, but it was, what's your thoughts on Grant Holt? Because Grant Holt is my favourite ever Rochdale player. So that was my question. But yeah, I just want to thank each and every person in the chat. It's been a pleasure as always. Honestly, it wouldn't be the same show without you guys. You really do make it. And it's so good having the interactions, seeing all your support on social media as well. And you guys, it's always a pleasure talking football with you. Good luck for the weekend for all of our teams. Hopefully we're a happy bunch again. And yeah, hope you all have a good weekend and see you later. Bye.